Okay, it tells me it's now 9 o'clock, so what I'm going to go and do is hit the go live button here on here. Now, just to give you a massive heads up, there's a humongous delay on me sitting saying go live and us actually going live. So, very good morning. My name is Matt. Welcome aboard to today's live session. We are here live at the desk. Now, those of you which are on the live version, if you can let me know the audio is good, that would be fantastic. Right, into today's Build Saturday. It really is a Build Saturday. You will see the Tech Drac, or Drac Sumo, up on the bench. We are going to have a quick look at the motor, which we kind of burnt out on that one. But you may notice the large box-ish in here. We have a Bixler 2, which has been and arrived. And I fully intend for this one to come back home in a bin bag after some battles on Sunday, which is tomorrow. In fact, so it's been here for a week or so. I kept meaning to do an episode on it, and that's one of the nice things about these Build Saturdays. It's a chance for us to sit down or stand up, have a cup of coffee, repair some foam, build some foam, and just have a general chit chat about things going on. So with that said, I am just going to flick across to the live chat. Sound is there. Brilliant. Thank you for that, Phil. I do appreciate that. A very good morning to Dave, Steph, Phil, and somebody I've missed out as well. Oh, Harry Haggis, good morning too. So a very good morning to you. Remember, do let me know what you're in progress of building at the moment. If you've got a model which you're repairing, if you've got a model you need to build, I've got quite a lot to build and quite a lot to repair. Literally no time. It's one of the nice things I like about this Build Saturday is because it forces me to be here at the workbench and start getting through some of these models. Like I said, this Bixler has been brand new here in a box for the last couple of days. So with that said, I do have a collection of topics which I'd like for us to have a look at. Now, those of you which are joining us live here this morning, good morning, Chris, as well. So today's project is to get the Bixler 2 up and live. It will be coming over in a bin bag. I even put a special note in my notes for that one. The Chuck Gliders conversion. That's a topic which we will be talking about this morning. Apparently we have a Vortini on the way to us next week. I do need to mod the Voyager because that's going to be so tail heavy, it's unreal. So I do need to mod that today, ready for tomorrow. I'll give you an update on the CNC machine as well. We also need to have a serious conversation about the community tab on the on the YouTube channel as well. We will be taking a specific look at that later on today because that's where I'm going to be focusing my primary attention on for the next foreseeable future. So you'll find out about that very shortly as well. And also I have a Runcam 5 on my desk as well, so we'll be taking a very quick look at that too. So I tell you what, let's start with the first thing on the list is if I switch across to the other camera, which is work camera top. There we go. So I'm still down here in the corner. Howdy. I'm Matt, by the way. If you're new here, welcome aboard. Don't forget to press the subscribe button underneath. And you'll see above us, we've got the top webcam. Now, you will now spot, I've just literally pulled the clip off the back of that motor. And can you see that motor, if that camera focuses? There we go. And I can keep it straight. Where is it? Can you see all those burnt out windings? It's still not focusing very well. You kind of get the hint. Those black spots, not good. That's why we had some thrust issues, shall we say, with the Tech Drac. So I've got to get that one fixed today. So I'll stick that over there in the to-do pile. By the way, I will keep that motor. I will keep the magnets out of the motor. They will come out very, very easily with just a flathead screwdriver, and they come in super handy for things like hatches because I have had hatches blow off before, and I will also keep the X plate off the back as well. A couple of you did pick up, it is definitely a fake Sunny Sky motor. Now the reason why we know it's a fake Sunny Sky motor is while the writing on the front of the camera front of the bell housing may look good, is the telltale sign is I bought it off eBay, genuine fake, genuine fake, but there is no Sunny Sky writing on the leads themselves. So while it just says 18 AWG on there, on the official ones you do get Sunny Sky written down on the lead. So that's the very easy way of spotting a fake. You don't normally have Sunny Sky written, printed on the cables themselves. So I always knew that they were fake, and I know many of you have run those motors with 4S without an issue on an 8x6 prop as well, and that kind of just makes the point. If you buy a genuine fake, you don't get exactly the whatchamacallit as you expect. I'm sure you know what I mean. Right, let me move back to your comments as well. Let's have a quick... Harry Hagger says, Talon GT is getting repaired. Whoopsie, been sitting for a month. Whoopsie daisy. Good morning, Andrew, as well. Jack B, good morning as well. So, I tell you what, we'll get to the Bixler in just a moment. There's something I wanted to show you, because I've not had proper chance... Ooh, I had a ball-nose end mill turn up here for the CNC router this week. Really looking forward to using that one. I got some real good ideas, some projects for that. I wanted to give you a heads up for a comparison, which I'm going to be doing very shortly, is that I've got the Runcam 3S, I've got the Runcam 2. Now the key here is that I have a brand new lens, literally, it's only been here for a week or two, brand new lens which I bought for my Runcam 2. So instead of buying another Runcam, because I already own two, I bought the lens in the end for $30, and it has made a massive, and I genuinely mean this, a massive difference to the quality out of the Runcam 2s. I did some flight footage a short while ago, and it was absolutely terrible, just so grainy and horrible and just not really focused. You can imagine how many times I've planted that in the ground, and I've put a brand new lens in it, and wow, the footage is just now fantastic. So with that said, I've got 3S, I've got a Runcam 2, and I do prefer the form factor of the two. That said, I've not even had a chance to look at this one yet. I bought the 5S a short while ago, and literally, this is as far as I've got. So, do we class this as an unboxing? I think we do. We'll take a quick look. We got a box full of stuff. What have we got in here? USB lead. Oh, that looks like quite a nice one. Oh, 2 straps, and that's it. So I will file that lot over there in the bin. Put those to one side. Comes with some instructions. I probably won't read those. Form factor, slightly smaller than the 3S. There's a few mils. Height-wise, it's exactly the same, but width-wise, it's maybe a mil either side, maybe 2 millimeters. Got a little lens cover on the end. Now, I do know that this one does not have any, unlike the Wi-Fi in it, is what I'm trying to say, because one thing which I really do like about the Runcam 2 is that I can just set it up on my phone just using Wi-Fi, and their app works really, really well. However, I also do know that there's an app, Runcam app, which you can set up a QR code, so those funny little speckly ones, and then you just point the camera at it when you turn it on, and then it will pick up those settings. So I'll have a look at that later today. Besides that, looks pretty robust. There's a lock button on the side. Ooh, that's nice, because that will keep our memory card safe. That looks like there's a reset switch up there on the top as well. They've put 5 on the back. Looks like to be a heat sink on there, and it looks like just a single button press. Yeah. Press to record. Oh, there's no, well, it's probably going to flash at us because we don't have any, have a thingy card in it. Looks, one really annoying thing, which I don't know if that's going to come out on the camera, is that they've been and used a Torx bit on the back. Now, I know Torx screws are better than crossheads, and I don't know if you know this, is that the Phillips head screwdriver came from the manufacturing process. I remember, I think I got this correct, is that the Phillips head, the crosshead, came from the manufacturing process which Henry Ford required for his Model T or whatever car it was. And the theory behind of using a crosshead is that it meant that somebody could not over tighten the fixture. There were other better options out there, Torx being one of them, or actually that came later. But the idea behind a crosshead or a Phillips screwdriver, which was licensed out to all these different companies, is that you couldn't over tighten a fixing into the part which they were building. So that comes with a positive that you can over tighten something, but it also comes with a negative, is that if it is done in there, especially with thread lock, etc., it can be a bit of an ass to get back out again. So Yeah, bit uncommon to find tortoise bits, especially in something so small. We'll see how those do long term, because I have had my Runcam 2 apart many times, to say the least. I've had to repair the microphone. I've been in there, waterproofed the front edge as well. So that one, I would say my Runcam 2 has been open 5-6 times, something like that. I also had an issue with the battery connectors as well. So anyway, getting to my point, we will do a literal side-by-side comparison of the 3S, the 5 and the Runcam 2. I'll mount them up on top of a model and we'll take them for a fly around and we'll see how they do and how they compare to each other in exactly the same lighting conditions. If the Runcam 5 doesn't turn out to be as good as I expect, or maybe it shows up some of the inadequacies of the Runcam 2, am I going to throw away my Runcam 2? Of course I'm not. I really like the Runcam 2. The form factor is fantastic. The 3S, my humble opinion, is that it's been really good. I think I paid about $100 for that one, maybe a little bit less, and it has worked out really well. The Runcam 5, higher resolutions which are possible on there, kind of like that. Again, they are cheating. It's not true 4K. They're using interpolation, which is basically guesswork of what the pixels should look like to make it bigger from a smaller picture. Bit naughty, they don't make that very obvious. But that said, for $100, I don't think I'm going to be complaining that much. Again, I think I used some I used some points against it, so it cost me even less than that. And again, my only complaint for first thing, looking at the Runcam 5S, is that it's not orange. It is going to make the thing bloody awkward to find when it goes smashing off into a bush, into the lawn and things like that. Right, having a quick look at your chat as well. Good morning, Kevin. Let's have a quick look. Oh, Sipler is finishing off his Nano Goblin. Jack says, I replaced some lens on a couple of months ago. It was a lifesaver. Yeah, absolutely, Jack. The video quality, the image quality came back from changing the lens over was absolutely fantastic. Right, so those of you which have joined us a few minutes a little bit later, okay, today's project is that we're going to get the Bixler unboxed and take a look at that. That is the Bixler 2. Never owned one before. Fully intend for it to come home in a bin bag tomorrow afternoon. We do need to talk about the chuck gliders conversion. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. We have a Vortini on the way to us next week. I do need to mod the Voyager, which we built here last week. I definitely do feel that that is definitely going to turn out a bit tail heavy, to say the least. We'll have an update on the CNC progress. We are going to have a discussion about the community tab here on YouTube and what that means for you and what my focus is going to be over the next couple of months. And the Runcam 5, which we just had a discussion about. So with that said, let's get these cameras out of the way and take a look at the Bixler 2. I have never owned a Bixler before. This model, which you've known, has been out for absolutely ages. After Mr. Bixler himself over at Flight Test. That was a very cunning plan. Also, frankly honest, the Bixler 2, is that not exactly the same as the Sky Surfer? Just a rebranded model with the call to the Bixler, with a few different stickers. There you go. I think it might be. So let's go and get this one out of the box. You've literally not been in here yet, and that's been pretty hard for me because it has been a mental busy week. Right, so this is the Bixler 2, and I went with Andy's suggestion for the Bixler 2 because, as he said, it's the better one of them all. Maybe you own a Bixler 1, maybe a Bixler... What? Bixler 3? I don't know. I know there's 3 different versions. I think that's right. Let me know which one's your favourite. You can do that in the live chat on the left-hand screen. And of course, if you're watching the recorded version of this, you can do that in the comments section underneath the bottom of this video. Let's have a quick look. Steph says, Canex also have their Dolphin up for pre-orders at the moment. Only 1080p, 30 frames per second, but cheap enough at $40. Steph, the one thing which I've learned with the real cheaper cameras is the quality is not there. They're using a substandard compared to other models. So if you've got a camera which is capable of 4K, even at a very slow rate, is that will genuinely indicate to you that the image processor which they're using is of a better quality or a faster processor inside of it. Thus, when you go down to 1080p, is that it will do 30 frames per second, 60 frames per second, 90 or 120 frames per second, and it will absolutely lap it up, and the video quality which you'll get is absolutely fantastic. However, if you've got a camera which is really, really cheap and really has been built to a budget of $40, is that image processor which is inside of it is just no good. When I bought those two EKN HD cameras a short while, well, last year, I think there was like a $10 difference between the two. One was only capable of doing 1080p, and the other one was capable of doing 4K, although it was very bad at 4K. That said, the 4K one did 1080p really well, and I genuinely mean really well. I went on to keep it, and the only reason I don't have it now is because I smashed it into a million pieces, whereas the other one was absolutely dog poo, and I smashed it up over a piece of 3x2 on the workbench because it was just no point keeping it because it was absolute rubbish. So it might be tempting to spend $40 on it, but remember, there's a reason why it's $40, and it's probably not very good because it just won't be able to process things fast enough because it is built to a very, very tight budget for $40. So yeah, good to see that going on there. Steph says, I've also got the Runcam 5 out there, but strapping it to the front of a quad paraloop into the ground will do. Yeah, I think anything which you land into the ground, gravity, well, we were fine till Mr. Sir Newton came along, and then Mr. Einstein just ruined it for us all, inventing gravity. So, hey-ho. I went for, coming back to the Bixler, this is the Bixler 2. And I've gone for the plug and play kit. I will be modding mine to put servos in the, because I didn't know this. Oh, there's me trying to show you on the small camera. I didn't know this, but you can set these up to have flaps as well. So I will be setting mine up for flaps because I think I'm going to need the superior maneuverability in the sky to cope with Andy, because let's face it, Andy has had a stupid amount of stick time on a Bixler 2, and I'm a complete noob with a Bixler, so yeah, I need every advantage possible. That's something which I've not seen before. When have you seen them put little bits of foam over the control horn? The push rod. That's quite nice. Can we get this out? Oh, look at that. Oh, hello. I've just ruined the paintwork. How many people... Sorry, you've just saw me unpick that. How many people do you think didn't even know that and then went on to fly their models, their Bixler 2, and then found out that the wing spar covering was not actually stuck in? Got to ask the question, how many people do you think have flown their models and that's been the case? I do wonder. Let's put that aside for a moment because that is a bit of an oversight by somebody. Coming back onto the topic, I will be setting mine up for flaps. I do like that they have been included plastic hinges into the flaps, and it's nice that they, let's put this into perspective. I would say that maybe 90% of the Bixler owners will not use flaps in their models because they probably don't know how to, maybe because they're using it as a training model and they don't know that that exists. So why has three expensive components in the scheme of things been used for the flaps when they would have perhaps been better off used in the surfaces which are going to get used all the time on every single flight? Got to ask the question there, why would you do that when really that money would have been better spent over here? Very, very curious one, that one. That said, I am going to get straight in there and cut that surface out with a really blunt knife and cut that out. So yeah, I will be setting mine up with flaps. I hope it does come with the extra control horns in the box. We'll find that in a few moments. The servo looks like it's, yeah, that's glued in there. Well, that's nice. Besides that, really nice moulding. They have used those awful stickers which don't last 2 minutes. Now, I won't be cheating. I won't be laminating this one, but I will be putting some some clear tape over the leading edges. To be honest, for me, it doesn't matter if it gets bashed, bruised, or whatever. Is because that's exactly the reason why I bought it. Does that make sense? It's called the Battle Bixler because we are just going to give it one absolute hot supper and hopefully bring it home in parts in a bin bag. Taking a look at the opposite side, what did I learn from the other side is perhaps I need to put a knife down those seams really badly. And you'll notice I'm being really careful of the knife this week. Those of you which might remember from last week, you might be able to see it on my thumb just there. Bloody hurt for days. Absolute nightmare. Managed to gash my thumb apart, which was no fun. So yeah, I do like that. I've not seen that before on a model where they put a bit of foam around the push rod. Nice to see. We'll take a quick look at the servo. Is it going to come out? No, they have actually used some real glue on the servos. And you have to check that on the plug and play kits. I've had models here before and you've gone to just check the servo and the servo pops out in your hand. Not good. Again, good quality moulding which we've got on there. Oh, nice to see that they have used those hinges, those plastic hinges in the elevator surface. Right, what did I pay for this one? £57, I think. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I do like that. Do like it. Again, why am I happy? They've put plastic hinges in the elevator surface, something which I would frankly have liked to have seen in the aileron surface. And I know the reason, and I'm picking this up for a reason, is because the issues which Andy's had when we hit him, we've made contact, in the sky, is that generally what happens is that the servo strips and the aileron surface just falls off. So that would have been nice to have seen in the aileron. So maybe it's designed like that for a reason. Just saying. Anyway. Rubber surface. Ooh, here's the fuselage. Oh, one mod which I will be doing to this is, which is interesting to see that they have been and accounted for this, because I didn't know this was in here. I genuinely did not know it was there. And in my head today, or this morning for this build sesh, is that what I was going to do is put a carbon rod behind this motor stand, and because what happens like with the AXN is that it will just snap off just here, but they have been and put a rod down the bottom. Damn it! Nice touch. Thumbs up. Happy days. I did go for the plug and play kit. The motor doesn't feel that bad, to be honest. That motor which we got with, what was it, the Ranger, absolutely terrible to say the least. Absolutely terrible. This one actually feels pretty good, so maybe we have been ripped on that one. That is a very curious You've probably already noticed, you probably have already owned a Bixler. I've not owned one of these before. If you've not owned, and so for those of you which have not owned one, really like the moulding. The only minor complaint so far is I like to have seen those plastic hinges in the aileron surface. But look at that, they've elected to put the servos and put, instead of putting the servos in the tail, which you may find in other models, is that what they've elected to do is use snakes. So those are snakes, so you've got the servo just here, up here in the main section of the fuse, and they've run a plastic tube with a metal push rod down the middle, and that's what you call a snake, because you've got the snake going down through the tube. You've got the same on the other side, so one of them would be the elevator, one of them would be the rudder. The benefit of doing that is that you keep the weight up in the nose section. So instead of putting two servos in the tail and extra wires, it's just like a seesaw, isn't it? So if you put extra weight in the tail, you have to put a much more weight in the nose to counteract that. So that's a nice little touch which they've been and done there. And I've not really seen that on many models at all. It works well, especially if you put some very light lubricant, maybe some WD-40 down in there to help it move a little bit. And give you a little hint, that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. So shh, don't tell Andy. So we can get a little bit more freer movement. Take a look at the hatch. Now, it is well known that the hatch will just fall off at a moment's notice, which is genuinely a surprise because they have hinged this the right way round. What was it? The Ranger, which we had here a couple of days ago, is that they had the hatch clipping in at the back and then going in the front, which was completely flawed. That's what I really didn't like that about it. However, they have got this the right way round, and I'm genuinely now so surprised that this does come off so easily. So I will maybe put some extra magnets in there. Again, I've got a free motor. Those of which joined at the very beginning, we had a quick look at the Sunny Sky motor, which we burnt out in the Tetrac. And I'll probably add some extra magnets to that to make sure it really does stay in there, because it will move around quite easily. And I've seen that hatch just fall off so many times. Have a look in the nose. We've got the 2 wires just there. So that'll be our servos, which are mounted up underneath there. We only get a 20 amp ESC up to 4S, which is happy days. And yeah, I hope it spins the right way. What else we got in the box? Now, those of you which have just been enjoying this live, hi, my name's Matt. Welcome aboard. We are taking we're taking a closer look at the Bixler 2. I've personally never owned one of these, and as we've just seen here just a few moments ago, I've only got I've got 2 minor gripes on there. The first one is in the aileron surface, whereas if we have a look up on the top camera, you will see here for a flap surface, which most people won't use, is that they have been included these really nice plastic hinges. Even in the rudder and the elevator surface, we have plastic hinges. However, as I've personally seen with Andy's Bixlers, with minor contact, is that in the aileron surface, we do not have those plastic hinges, and I would have frankly liked to have seen those in the aileron surfaces. So maybe there might be a Bixler 2.1 coming out in the future when they just do that very simple upgrade, even if you took those and stuck them over there, because most people won't use the flaps, you see. So that is as far as me and you are concerned, it's been a waste of money into the model, because most of us won't use those flaps. And it would have been better off, those 3 hinges would have been better off spent, maybe one extra, in the aileron surface, in the surface, which we use all the time. So yeah, we're taking a quick look at the Bixler. Oh, and the other minor one is that there is no warning that there is no glue in the bottom surface. So that came out quite easily. Also, let's move to the next topic, which we had on here. So we'll come back and have a look at the Bixler 2 in a moment. And just give you pre-warning, it will become an home in a bin bag. I have every intention of destroying that model tomorrow. And after seeing Andy's, that's going to take a bit of work, because we've tried killing his Bixler and it's gone on and on and on. In fact, even if you look in the intro of some of the videos, we got that little intro sequence, you'll see Andy throwing this Bixler up the wrong way round, and it's coming back, and even the tail's broken and stuff. And it even still went on to fly later that day. Absolutely nuts. This changed topic to the chuck gliders. Now, those of you which have not seen if I move that across there, and we'll go to desktop. Yes, there we go. And we'll click up there. Those of you which have not seen this yet, I put a video out last night called, yesterday, for your ideas on a dozen chuck gliders. Do go and take a look at that episode. The reason being, and I'll give you a quick synopsis right now, is that I've personally owned these little chuck gliders. They're not as big as they're like a fraction of the size of the little gliders, to be honest. However, they came up on sale, and I was looking at them a couple of days ago, and I think they were $4 or $5 something each, and even then I was considering doing this, and then they came up for sale for $2.99 each, so we'll say £2.20, and I've kind of bought 17 of them. Now, what am I going to be doing with them? It looks like we're going to be strapping a rocket to them, or at least one of them, and sending it into low Earth orbit, as you would frankly expect, and there's a poll which we'll get to in a moment. However, I'm also looking for other ideas of what we can do together here at the workbench to create some different styles. For example, we've had suggestions over making a P38. In fact, let's not go any further than that. What I'm going to do, I want to point out a tab to you over on YouTube, which is the community tab. Now, if you go to the Ragnar Nuts Off channel, you click on the community tab. And the reason why I'm pointing out this tab is because I need to give you some early notice over the next couple of weeks, is that I am going to be changing my primary focus towards this tab over on YouTube. and that is for me looking at the bigger picture, is that if I want to increase and improve what I'm doing on YouTube, is then that's where I need to be focusing my attention, not in unnecessarily in other places, e.g. Instagram or Facebook, for example. They are complementary parts to YouTube, and that's of course where I need to make my focus to, if that's where an area which I want to expand. I hope that makes sense. So with that said, if you do take a look at the community tab, you'll see that there's a poll in there. I've had many suggestions. I have noted down every single unique suggestion which is coming from RC pilots like you, or those of you which just frankly want to see one get blown up to smithereens, because that does seem to be a common theme which is going on, which we've got going on there. YouTube only allows me to do the top 5 votes in there, so I've put in there. So it looks like we're definitely strapping one on there with, I'll dig out a little FPV camera so we can see it going into space, or thereabouts. We'll put, I've got some, that bungee one, I chose the bungee one because I've got about 40 meters of bungee cord, but not the bungee cord like elastic band stuff. I'm talking about the stuff which has got the material over the outside as well, and it's going to release a lot, unlike a normal bungee which is a very slow release. This one will probably rip the wings off the model because it's so strong. So we got that one. One which I'm a little bit disappointed about, if I'm honest, I'm a little bit disappointed about. I would like to have seen, and I'm going to make one anyway, is a Sir Newton one with canards on the front, so we'll turn it around and fly it backwards. If you don't know what one of those models look like, look out for an episode which is coming out this week. Stick 2 together to make a to a P39 Lightning. That's put 2 fuselages, join the wings in the middle, so you have 2 fuselages with a wing out the left, a large wing in the middle, and then a wing out the right, and maybe a T-tail boom on the back. And another one which I am personally looking forward to is making a nano, instead of a micro Sky Hunter, making a nano Sky Hunter with some little booms and a little tail. I think that's going to be really good fun, and that's look out for that in the next couple of weeks. Well, I'm going to say the next 2 weeks or so, because I have ordered 17 of them. That was a couple of days ago. I put the video out after I went and ordered them, so that I made sure that I had stock of them, and I'm sure that they'll run out shortly. But if you've not seen that video yet, do take a moment to go and have a look at it. It's for the chuck glider conversions. Any comments which you've got or any ideas, either let me know on the video itself or let me know down in the, click on the comment button and let me know down in there, because I am keeping record of all the different comments and all the different model suggestions, and then as I've done here, we'll stick them up to a poll. Looks like the first one which we'll be doing is attaching a rocket to it, but after that I am after looking for some modifications which we can do, because for $2.99 each they are real silly money, to say the least. So let me go and flick back. Actually, before I flick back, just to stress, look out for the community tab over on the Runcam That's Off channel on YouTube, because that is where the majority of my attention is now going to be focused over the next couple of weeks. By the way, that will also turn up in your feed section as well. So let me go and jump back to the main desktop, and you may have seen what I've had set up there in OBS, which is the software I actually use. That's why we get the stuff stacked on top of each other. So yeah, just to give you a heads up, my primary focus is going to be on that community tab on over on YouTube. Not saying that I won't be in the Facebook group, but a few things have come to a head. I don't actually have Facebook installed on my phone anymore because I just found it annoying. That's my own personal opinion. That doesn't mean that I won't be checking in from day to day, because of course I've got my main desktop for doing that. I'm just going to do it in a slightly more structured approach. So I hope that makes sense. And it was a topic, well, 2 topics which I wanted to get over to you as early as I could, because they are going to have effects on yourself and where you're going to find my attention over the next couple of weeks. Right, pausing for a moment to have a look at your chat as well. So Calix on there. So Chris says there's a new Mobius Maxi that I saw on Banggood for 64 quid. Chris, I really did not get on with the Mobius at all. The video quality was somewhat questionable. The microphone was fantastic, but I just didn't get on with it very well, and I ended up giving away both of them which I owned. I had the little tiny one, which the battery lasted 5 minutes in, and the standard Mobius, it was all right. It made quite a good hat cam. I know Sir Andrew Newton really liked his, but yeah, I'm not wasting any more money on Mobiuses because frankly they just weren't good compared to the Runcam 2. It was like a catch-22. If you want really good audio, then you use the Mobius. If you want really good video quality, then you use the Runcam 2. That was the caveat, and I preferred better video quality because I could do a voiceover, or heck, the majority of the time it was sat on top of a model, so audio quality really didn't make a blind bit of difference. So good point on that one there. Phil, have a good day at work. So a quick look. Jack B says, I use silicone lube on the servo snakes, much less gunk and nicer to foam. Yes, absolutely. I do have some silicone grease, but I can't be asked to try and feed it all the way through there. It's too much effort. One little squirt of WD-40, which I've got over there. Job done. I quite like the easy approach to most things. Good morning, Atomic FPV. Max says, yeah, we're gonna have to do that, and we're also gonna have to do some massive reinforcement. So Max has been put in the live chat. Rubber band one of these gliders into space. Yes, absolutely. That is the plan. But to be able to do that, they're not particularly strong models, so we're gonna have to make like a little clamp. Or might use the CNC machine to do this. Is make a little hook which goes up in maybe like a sliver all the way through the fuselage, or the majority of the fuselage. We will definitely want to reinforce the tail section because I know some of you have already done this, and the tail section's gone. Well, the model's gone that way, and the tail section's just literally ripped off. And the same for the wings. So we will stiffen it up and make it wedding tackle grade. That was the polite version because I didn't say wedding prick grade. So we'll be doing that very shortly. Sorry, I had to drop that one in. Anyway, let's get back to the bench and get this Bixler built up. It should be really, really straightforward to do. So let's go and tab on there. And I do want to try and get something built here every week, or get something halfway built. So what do I need to do? I need to get in here and cut out these surfaces, like so. There we go. Now we do need 2 extra. Oh, what did we get in the goodie bag? Yes, we did get the extras. Brilliant. Right, we get a propeller. I'm sure that'll be well balanced. I'm not even going to. I know that will drive some of you nuts. I'm not going to balance that because I frankly can't be arsed. Oh, we get a nice screwdriver. Quite like that. Happy days. We get 2 Y leads. Yeah. Well, we get 2 sets of Y leads. One for the whatchamacallit, for the ailerons, and one for the flaps, which is. I may or may not go that route. I'll have a look at which receivers which I've got, because I may have a player. No, screw it. We'll just set them up. We'll just keep it easy. We do get the extra control. That's nice. We do get. This was the bit which I was worried about. We wouldn't be getting. So we do get the extra control horns and push rods for the servos. So that's a nice touch. And by the looks of it, we do get spare clevises as well in the bag. So we do get both control horns to go in the model. We do get both the extra push rods, and these have got the clevises on, and we do have spare clevises in the bag as well. So yeah, thumbs up. Obviously a well-proven kit. Quite surprised I never got around to owning one myself, but well, maybe I didn't have that much of a desire to go and smash one around the sky and see if we could have it and nickname it. Small words out. Nickname it the Battle Bixler. So I need to look out for a Sharpie because we will need to draw on it later on today, ready for its adventures tomorrow. Jack says they make the silicone spray in spray cans too. I didn't know that, to be honest. Oh, actually, it kind of makes sense. But yeah, didn't know that. I've only got the tube of it, which I use in the car. Anyway, 2 servos is what we need. Am I the only person which has a box dedicated to servos and also has that box rammed to the 9s with servos? If I'm not alone in this, do let me know. You can do that in the live chat on the right hand side of the screen, of course, underneath this video. You can also leave it as a comment in there as well. I'm sure I can't be the only one which has a massive stash of servos in here. And I'm trying to find a matching pair that would do. You'll notice why I was trying to say matching pairs that I've got those Tower Pro servos, but some of them I'm not entirely sure I got them all from the same location, and I've still got a few of the crappy eBay ones in there. And if you've not come across these before, these servos, I've been buying them from Banggood for the best part of 3 years, and the only dodgy ones which I already had have come from eBay. So it's the Tower Pro MG90S, which we all know they are genuine fake Tower Pro servos. But that said, I've had 140 of them, something like that, and maybe had 2 issues with them. And I'm pretty sure the 2 which I had issues with both came from eBay. So we've just had this conversation at the very beginning, those of you which were on at the very beginning, about the genuine fake Sunny Sky motor which I had here, which we burnt out last week, 2 weeks ago. And that was a genuine fake from eBay. So I think there's a little common theme going on here, is that if you spend less and maybe buy on eBay, you might end up with questionable quality, which is unfortunately what I've been and received with mine. So let me get that stuck in there. I'll need to find the servo tester in a bit. And we'll need to get the control horn in there as well. One little mod I will be doing to mine is that I will be setting mine up. I will be putting Blendum tape on my aileron surfaces, because I don't think they're going to last the course. In short, something which I have again seen on Andy's, his aileron surface has fallen off many times. So as such, I will be paying special attention to that. Probably could do with a hot glue gun here as well, because I want to spend as little amount of time on this one as possible. And hot glue is definitely the way forwards to do that. So let's go and get these in here as well. And we'll drop those on the floor. Quality. Pop that in there. Yeah, let's go and get some glue. What have we got for glue? Is that the hot glue gun? Could it be? No, it's an EFC, is it? Oh, look at that. The wife's been in here and actually tidied it away. You're going to have to excuse me, I need to grab myself a battery from over here. Grab that one. My favourite uses of it. Well, it's a bit of a shame really. We don't normally stick these in the mini Talons anymore, but I've got 8000 4S packs which do work exceptionally well. And I'm sure many of you have seen me doing this here before. Hot glue gun, $2.99 on Banggood they were. Ooh, that's come loose. What's going on here? I think I've broken my gun. Oh no. Didn't I? What have I done? That might explain why it was playing up the other day. If you're anything like me, which can't wait for your hot glue gun to warm up, those of you which you've got the longer nib ones, like so, you can expedite the process, shall we say. And then heat up that nib at the end, and of course then go and give it a moment or two, and that cuts it down massively, so you can then go on and progress and get these bits stuck in. In fact, actually screw it. Just get straight in there. It should have a little bit giving it already. Remember, those of you which are on live, don't forget to let me know what you're working on here at the moment. You can do that in the comments section, either on the live version, which is on the right hand side of your screen, or you can let me know in the comment section underneath this video. Do let me know what you're working on. Let's have a quick look. Jack says, I have 3 very disorganised boxes of servos. Yeah, they well, you always keep them, don't you, the boxes of servos? And you always keep the servo thinking, oh, I'll use that another and a later date. Oh, that'll come in handy. Oh, I'll use that, and because you always loathe to throw them away, and then the reality is that you don't really use them that often, and sometimes you just end up buying new, which is yeah, I have been known to do that. Right, I need to find myself a pair of wire nippers. As you may have guessed, I've still not sorted out this office yet, because with the CNC coming and arriving over the last week or two, I've still not got around. One of my projects which I need to do is to, I'm going to struggle here I think, I'll just carry on for now and I'll sort that out a little bit later. One of the things which I desperately need to do is finish off the workbench which I've got here, because this is only a temporary surface which I've got sat on here at the moment. And number two is that I need to set myself up a tool rack over there to get all the, what I would like to do is get all my main tools over there. So my little screwdriver set, it's my pliers, all the other tools, wire nippers and things like that. I'd like to get them up on there so I can literally just go over there, grab the tool which I want, put it down, work on it, and then put the tool back up there so that everything has a home. And that was something which I actually learned from my mechanic Pete, or my friend's Pete. He is a professional mechanic, and one thing which he has is a extremely well organised toolbox. And the thing for him, and I'm sure this will make sense for you, and this is definitely coming from somebody who has absolutely no organisation, just throws it all in a box, is that it just expedites things. If he's trying to do something, the way a mechanic makes his money, because anybody can be a mechanic or home mechanic, but the thing is, it's those which are getting paid and make their money from it as a profession, is that every single part, tool, etc., has a home. As such, when he needs a breaker bar, when he needs a certain socket, when he needs a certain set of pliers, he goes here, goes there. And that's what I'd like to have replicate here, is that when I need a specific thing, I can go to there, and then it becomes muscle memory. So it means that I can build models an awful lot, or repair models, which is frankly most of the time, is that I can then just get in and get the part which I need and then get back out again. So right, this looks pretty straightforward. That one's kind of obviously going to there. Again, let's get some hot glue in here. Now, if I really cared about this model and intended it not to become an home in a bin bag, is that I would still be using hot glue, but I may have scuffed up those surfaces because there's probably quite a chunk of mould release on those. But frankly, I don't really care, because, like I said, from being very honest from the beginning, is that it's going to come home in a bin bag. So if the tail snaps off, not going to cry. I will probably laugh, in fact. Oh, and for absolute clarity, this Bixler was bought out of my own, as I always say, out of my own money, from my own abuses. And I guarantee you, I will be abusing it tomorrow. Anyway, moving on. Let's go and get this stuck in here. How can I not screw this up? I'll do it this way round. Get a nice big chunk of hot glue in here. Probably need a bit over that nose section. Yeah. Like so. Maybe a bit in there as well. Some might say that might be too much. But hey ho. Let's ram it in there. There we go. Oh, lovely. Very, very simple to build. My two complaints, sorry, I'm not going to say complaints. My two observations is that I would have perhaps liked to have seen, well, would I have liked to have seen? No, I would not have liked to have seen. It probably came with some instructions, we won't go there. Very simple to build. Not having the bottom things in, whatever. I would just like to have seen those hinges up on the aileron surface. I think that's a little bit disappointing. But besides that, yeah, can't wait. Smash the living daylights out of it. Build, that's the only glue which you really need to use, is in the tail section, and that's commonly known as job done there. We just need to connect up the surfaces, which I'll do later. I will be putting some sellotape, probably not laminate, sellotape over these surfaces here. One which I found here in the past is that two areas which will get broken very, very easily is this bottom horizontal surface. Sorry, I'll do on this bottom surface. These pieces here will snap off, especially the ends, and also the vertical stabilizer as well. This will get knocked, nicked, and things like that. So just very, very simply, just getting some clear sellotape and putting over the leading edge. It again doesn't need to be a good job at all. It just needs some sellotape over that will massively improve the robustness of the leading edge. And hopefully make it last a little bit longer. And it's so easy to do. You don't always need to go down the route of laminating models when frankly just a piece of sellotape would have done just as good enough job. What else have we got on here? So I need to put that and those two little screws to one side. I'm just going to put those over there so I know where they are. We also need the other servo I'll get these ones set up in a moment. Just gonna get these bits of bobs out. We'll get the motor on the top. Did you see any instructions in this? I didn't see any instructions. Do I need instructions? Probably not. Would the newbie pilot never flown before? Probably. I'll just check the box. No, didn't see a bag at all. Got instructions for a Runcam 5. That's a lot of good, isn't it? Hey ho. Right, I'm going to turn that off and put that to one side in a moment. Stick that over there. And yes, progress map. We need that over there. I'm also missing the other push rod which I had. Oh, come with a couple of bits of Velcro. Always welcome to have extra Velcro here. Don't have that. Oh, it looks like the wings are held on with 2 long screws. I wonder what those were for. Are they going to the tail? No. How do you... Oh. Ugh. Alright, you're supposed to stick screws up underneath it, down those holes, to attach the wings on. I will put those back in the bag, because chances are I think I'll lose that. Again, is it the end of the world they've done that? No, not really. Oh, and they also need the plastic inserts inside the... they put that... Oh look, they've managed to put that in the wrong way round. Got these. Right, we got 4 different ones. I'll stick that on the tail. Which one is it we need? Oh, doing this the wrong way round. Need to put that in there. Wrong. Yes, that one there. Cool. Stick that on there. Jam that up. Jam that up its rear. Come on. There we go. Stick that on the top. Put that around. We get that on the top. Oh, whoopsie. Did those of you just spot that? I almost put that on the wrong way round. We're on a pusher model. Right, let's get that in there. And get that tightened up, which is slowly. Right. I will do that properly later. Right, that's on there for now. Right, let's pause for a moment. I'm going to have a slurp of some coffee. And 2, just have a quick look on there. Jack says, David says, get some dust removal for that CNC. So some of you may have already seen the quick introduction to the CNC machine, which I've got here. It's absolutely massive. In fact, while I'm stood here chatting to you, why don't I swap the camera over to the big one? There we go. So yeah, there was a lot of feedback on that video, like, and also in the Facebook group, like, Matt, why don't you get this? Matt, why don't you... Matt, stop now and go and buy something else for the rollers or something, or why don't you do X? Why don't you do Z? To be frankly honest, I'm not into... I may look at those things later. In fact, I posted a question this morning in the Facebook group about getting a laser module for the actual CNC. However, right now, I don't feel that would be a true representation of the actual CNC machine which I bought, because I did basically spend $1,000 on it. And I'm going to... Why do I need to modify it out of the box when what I've already got does work actually really quite well as is? And yes, I'll be adding dust collection to it. Yes, I may end up putting a big plastic shroud over the top of it and a lift up lid and things like that. Yes, I may change the rollers to something later, to something else. I might be doing this, I might be doing that. But right now, I'm only focusing upon the kit which I've got at hand, and just getting stuff to cut straight and getting stuff to work. That stuff which I can do later. At the moment, I'm a complete newbie with it, and hence I just need to get stuff to work. So that's what we're doing. So yeah, we'll definitely get some dust collection on it. But even that's not a major priority right now, is getting it to cut, setting up that. I've done the calibration. It is literally millimetre perfect, over 1.3 metres. So the best part 4 foot, which is absolutely crazy. And something which I need to do is set up the soft limits, and I've got a couple of projects which I'd like to be doing later on today with it as well. I have been very lucky. Facebook Marketplace, there's a chap here, very local to me, literally just 15 minutes up the road. He makes cabinets, very expensive cabinets in kitchens, and he has an absolute ton of offcuts. I've literally filled the boot up of a Freelander 2. with tons and tons of MDF cutoffs, obviously a whole different range of sizes, and that means I've literally got I've got a boot full of MDF cutoffs which I can learn on. So some people may say, well, watching your feed rates and things like that. Well, I don't know what those are, and I've not found many videos out there that have actually been truly helpful, especially when you start to account in with the Fusion 360 stuff. Excuse me. Which is frankly confusing. It's not a very nice package to use at all. I know it does lots of other things. You can also do simulations and things like that, but it's not a very intuitive package at all. It's not a very easy package to go back and retrospectively modify something in as well. And I know some of that is down to inexperience, but even still, I'm not the dumbest tool in the box, and I'm still struggling with that. And it's not very easy to use. So yeah, I'm having to fight inexperience and knowledge of a CNC and how to set up, especially with Mac 3. I'm running into inexperience with using CAD software, so that's the computer aided design. I'm also running in, I'm getting better with the CAM side, which is the computer aided manufacture, but I'm still struggling grossly, and I don't, besides some dust collection, which I may add shortly, because remember, I'm in an open, the door comes right up. I've got a fan blowing most of the stuff out of the way anyway. I'm fine for now. So right now, I'm like this level up, and I think some people expect me to be at this level, and I'm nowhere near that. I'm nowhere near that at all. So look out for a couple of episodes in the future, once I've got myself settled in, and I can reiterate some of these things back to you, because it has been a very challenging experience, because I have literally stood there at the machine going, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why it's not working. Very, very frustrating process. And also very, very frustrating process is because the CAM, or the G code which the CAM software Fusion 360 which creates, includes a command which absolutely just sends the model, the CNC off on a wild journey. What's it, G28, Z0 or something or other? Absolute friggin' nightmare. So you have to then go in the G code and cut that out. So it actually uses the very common issue for those who are using Mac 3 and Fusion 360. I'm really surprised it's in there, but hey, it's driven me nuts. I've rammed the end mills into the baseboard and stuff like that, all because of an oversight, which apparently is public knowledge or common knowledge, but hey ho, drives me nuts at the moment, the CNC. So yeah, we'll get some dust collection on that one. Sorry, gone off on a bit of, no, not sorry, gone on a bit of a tangent about the CNC machine. You will be finding out more about that over the next couple of months. There was somebody saying about, Jack B says, I'm repairing my poor Z84. I made a screw up last week, 2 weeks ago. I did not take my Z84 with me. I am categorically taking my Wing Z84. If you don't know what that model is, perhaps one of the best line of sight wings ever created is a Wing Z84. If you've not seen one of these flies, I will, just have a look on the YouTube channel, because I've labelled that the best, or one of the best ever wings. I think I've done ever, EVA, on it, ever, and I genuinely mean this, ever created, because I think I paid like 25 quid for it, and it flies stupidly fast. You can set them up for FPV, and frankly with mine, I just like to potter around in it. It's so nice to fly. It goes where you point it. You can go fast, you can go slow, and you can do everything in between. Big advocate of the Z84, one of the best models ever created. So yeah, Jack, get that one sorted on there. Howdy Joe as well. Let's have a quick look. Dan FPV says, just finishing a Bixler 1.1 with iNav, a 1400K line pack. I've seen quite a few people set these Bixlers up for FPV and put iNav in them. Frankly, why not? The first model which I ever learnt to, first proper model which I, because I had a few misadventures with FPV originally, was the AXN Cloud Surfer. Being able to put the camera on the top and having the nose in the picture really did help get the orientation, because right now, I'm sure it's probably the same for you if you're a slightly more experienced pilot, is that you don't have any nose, you don't have any point of reference in your camera. However, when you're first starting, being able to see the nose down here in the picture is extremely useful. And also, by sticking iNav or something else in it, you extend the use of a model. You don't need to buy a new model. You can go on to use it for other uses. So well done, Dan, on that one as well. Let's have a quick look. Atomic FPV says, I've got a wing printing at the moment. Yeah, I did look at that. I've got the 3D printer sat there. It's very underused, as in I can't remember the last part I printed on it, which is a bit of a shame, to be honest. And I would like to start making more things. It's there. It's a tool which I have at my disposal. I just don't use it that often, and I am a little bit hesitant on printing, 3D printing a wing, because let's face it, we all know the second we land it badly, or even not ideally, is that it's going to turn into a million pieces. So we'll see. Atomic FPV also says he's working on his Z84 and another mini Drac. Good, repairing your chaser. Happy days. Let's have a quick look. Yes, David, I'm fully aware about MDF dust. I'm also perfectly aware that the UK is one of the last countries which allows a certain, is it a formaldehyde? Formaldehyde actually in the glue which is used for MDF in the UK. So I'm not being dismissive of dust collection. I'm just making the point that right now that's probably the least of my concerns when the door's wide open and it's only a tiny bit of dust going everywhere. And I do have a full-blown respirator and things like that available to me. It will get done. It's just not my number one priority at the moment. And again, need to start learning the CNC, the CAD and the CAM software properly to be able to make a proper dust collection to go in on top. Something which I'll be looking at. It's one of those challenges, and I've got very limited time to do these things. So I will get to it, just not immediately. Good morning, Van, as well. So a quick look. Yeah, lack of vids at the moment for that one. Van says, just got my Ranger 1600 last week and itching to get it started. Got an NCM V2, that's going to go like a rocket ship. Ken says, printed all the extras for my Vortigaunt. Ken, I have a bag. I've got my Vorti down there. It needs to get repaired. Ewan was a really cool guy and actually sent me the 3D printed parts for mine. And they're really nice parts. I've just not had time with a collection of other things, as you sure obviously know, quite busy here, not only with models, but Anasia machine and day-to-day stuff as well. And I really need to get around to sorting that Vortigaunt. The reason being is because the Vorti is one of those bad weather flyers. You know those days where you go out and you go flying and it's maybe 12, maybe even like 15 to 18 miles an hour wind. Okay, the Vorti just didn't pay any attention to that wind at all, and it did not have a flight controller in it either. So the Vorti is one of those nice models because it will fly on those less than perfect days, and that's the reason why it's still here. It just needs to be repaired because it did snap the main spar on it. And again, thumbs up to Ewan for sending us a replacement. So I do appreciate that, Ewan. Just, you can imagine how crazy it is at the times, to say the least. Again, those of you who are on the live version, remember this chat box on the right-hand side of your screen. Do get involved. That's why we're having this chit-chat. This is one of the nice things about doing these live sessions, is because you can get involved with what's going on here at the workbench, although we will be wrapping up in just 5 minutes' time, and we get to a chit-chat about phone and other stuff. It's happy days. It's like an RC coffee chat, but weekly. Does that make sense? That was kind of the goal which I was going for. And also to try and get something built as well. So a quick look. Oh, happy days. Time to maiden the AXN and the S800. AXN should be absolute beauty. Should be a very peachy maiden. Flight Law, what I would say with the the S800, while it's a very robust model, and even if you snap the nose off it like Cray Dig or rip a wing off and things like that, my biggest tip for you with that one is make sure you get plenty of power from the motor and give it a really, really good hard throw to get the airspeed up on it. These S800, while also deserves to be one of the best models ever created, I'll do a video on that one later, is that it's, and also just a dumb model, it just takes abuse and carries on flying. but it's also a very heavy model. So do keep that in the back of your mind. Plenty of motor throttle and plenty of welly when you go to throw it, so that you get the airspeed up on it. They fly really well. They've got one or two negatives about them. We can complain about wagon and things like that, but actually it is just a blunt model. It will bash through trees all day long, and hey, if you break something, you just hot glue it there and then, and within 10 minutes you can be up and flying again. So really do like the S800. Have fun with that one as well. You've laminated the S800. Happy days on there. So a quick look. Van Gogh, got the Vortigaunt built, but lost my muse on it for a moment. I understand that. I'm sure we all get that as pilots, don't we? We have models which we've got sat here, like, I really should have... Oh, hang on. You almost got two then. I have my Rare Bear. Is that actually even flight worthy? There you go. I've had this one up on the top for absolute ages, and I've just not got round. Oh. Right, well there you go. I thought this one, the reason why I've not flown my little Rare Bear, which, by the way, you should never buy from Banggood, because out of the 3 which I've bought, 2 of them have turned up smashed up. So if you see them on the Hobby King website, get them from there instead. The little Rare Bear, absolutely bonkers model. Bonkers, I tell you. It's stupid fast. But I thought I'd left it up there because I thought it was broken. And that's why I've not been out of flown it. I thought I was going to put a bigger motor in it and do some other stuff, but actually I've just noticed that it's fine. So, and because it's so small, it's going to fit in the little MX-5 to take it across to the flight line tomorrow. So yeah, happy days. Thank you, Van. But getting to your point, which you were making, is that yes, we all have those times where we have a model. It's like me and the 40. I know it's a good model, but right now the summer's here at the moment. Are we gonna have that? We gonna have that bad weather at the moment? Probably not. I really need to get around to fixing it. So Van, I know what you mean. Sometimes you just get it in your head that you're gonna smash the knackers out of a model, and that's exactly what you focus upon. However, you sometimes just think, oh, can't be bothered working on that one, and then you don't, and that's all right, because it's not. That's the nice thing about this hobby, isn't it? Is that if you kind of forget about something for a while, and I'm stood here looking at a pile of models, is that none of them are upset with me. None of them are going to take the piss out of me. They're there. They just need some love. In fact, I tell you what, why don't we move that camera around? I need to flip this round like that so you can see. Right, so Van, if you feel bad about losing your muse with stuff, you turn that right. All right. Quick rundown. So don't feel bad is what I'm trying to make the point here. I have that one there, which is the Duda Striker 64, which is the same as one as my Hobby King. Bloody snapped the tail off on it. We have the Tech Drac, which is down there. It needs a new motor, which I was kind of half working on. That wing, that green one, which you can not see, is over there. I've broken both servos in the wings. I hit the tree that hard, I snapped, I've broken them both. Both, I tell you, how annoying. But that's the spec wing, and that wing flew so good. And I've still not got around to fixing it. I've got the 40 over there, I've got the Snow Goose over there, which I really must get around to fixing. In that bag, there's a bag just there. Where's that? There. There's 4 models in that bag. And then see that box? That brown box over there? There is a Firefly in it. There's that other model which has got the white rings and the black fuselage. So yeah, Van, I kind of feel your pain, you know. I've got collection models here, which sometimes I get excited about, and sometimes they're not going to tell me off. They're not going to moan at me. What was the film? What Women Want, with what's his face in it, and he did that advert at the end. You know, when he did the Nike advert with the woman, and they worked together as a team for it. There's the what was it? The road doesn't mind if you get up late. It just wants to let you know that you visit it once in a while. It's a hobby, you know. It's not primary day-to-day focus. So am I making my point there? It's not. Simple version is that yeah, I've got a lot of things to fix. You might have 1 or 2 models to fix as well. But it's not going to tell you off. It's some of your own time. That's one thing which I like about this. The family's gone out. I can sit here, or I can stand here, work on some stuff. Just having a chit chat to you. Some other cool people from literally all the way around the world. I know, Joe, you're based in New Zealand. I'm here in the UK. You're literally all the way down there. Hello, Joe! You kind of get my point. Alright, pretty cool. So yeah, Vorti, really do need to fix that one out. Let's have a quick look. Again, looking on there. Vince says, I like my S800 with Crossfire and RG plane. I can imagine what you're doing with that one. Good lad. Oh, the Formula One's on, Stu. Happy days. I will really be looking forward to the Formula One later today. And of course, when I get home tomorrow, tomorrow evening we'll have the Formula One. And fingers crossed, Mr. Hamilton wins. After that, well, I'm not going to say that disappointing performance last weekend, so I'm going off from topic into Formula One, but I will say that absolutely amazing performance by Max Verstappen, which you have to give it to him. He really has shown his calibre. Sorry, I'm going right off from topic. I'm going to chat about Formula One here. Is that if you think about perhaps I'm going to make. If you ever watched the film called Senna, in the early stages of that documentary on Ayrton Senna, is that Ayrton really did show his calibre of what a driver, what potential he had as a driver at Monaco for a team which was one of the basically backmarkers and was able to climb his way through the field. And that's what I personally saw in Max Austria, which was somebody who was able to overperform in an underperforming vehicle. Very, very, very good. I kind of fell out. I know I've gone off on a tangent. I did personally fall out of love a little bit with F1 last year, but this year motivations have changed. Seeing people being very successful and extremely dedicated, and for performances like that from Max, I personally find very inspiring. I'm not really into the chit chat, and afterwards I will check on my phone maybe once in a day to see what's going on in the world of F1. I do like having a little bit of a chit chat. I do like some of the interviews which are out there, especially there is an interview with who's the guy in Mercedes. I've forgotten his name now. The Dutch guy, is that right? I've got probably committed this wrong. Yeah, probably got that completely wrong. Toto Wolff. There was a fantastic interview with him. If you've not listened to that, go onto YouTube. Just look up interview with Toto Wolff. It was on the F1 channel, on the F1 YouTube channel. Very, very good. Really enjoyed that one. Anyway, got off on a massive tangent into F1. We have many interests. Hobbies, F1, fast cars, etc., etc. Real life family. Hey ho. Right. Who's this Hamilton bloke? Stuart, you're obviously a Ricciardo fan. Why would you not be a Ricciardo fan? That bloke has a massive smile. You've also got to giggle to yourself, was that not a massive cunning move by, what do we call it, Renault. Renault, so tangent. Red Bull got rid of the Renault engine, and then Renault nicked their superstar, the big smiley face from them. Absolutely hilarious. Did find that was well played by Renault. You've got to admit, you've got to get that French bloke the thumbs up where it's due. Anyway, gone straight off topic. Let's bring ourselves back. Right, on that note, I'm going to carry on now and go and get this Bixler built up. Very, very simple to do. Just need to get those servos tuned in, stuff a receiver in there, and jobs are good. And on the flight line, it's just going to be 2 screws, which I've got there. I will keep it in separate parts. Just stick it in, connect up the wires, jam in the 2 screws in the bottom, and then we're ready for action. I really do not think this model's coming back home in one piece, so do look out for a video on that one in the very near future. Also look out for a couple of photos over on Instagram this weekend, because I will be posting the carnage live as it happens. And I'm sure there will be some carnage here with the Bixler too, because frankly honest, the one part which you've not seen here is that I need to get a bin bag from over there and stuff it up the nose, because it will definitely be coming home in it. That's the goal. Hey ho. Right, on that note, it is time for me to go. I would like to say a massive thank you to you for taking the time to join me here for today's live build session, which we've kind of half got it built. We've had a close look at this. We looked at the Runcam 5 as well. We had a quick look at the Runcam 5. We also spoke about the chuck gliders as well. Also remember, my primary focus over the next couple of weeks, maybe months, is going to be on the community tab over on YouTube. So take a look at the YouTube channel on Rag the Nuts Off, click on the community tab and look out for a lot more interactive content being posted there, perhaps at the expense of Facebook, okay? Just to give you a little bit of hint on that one. And I did go into the precise details earlier. To give you the basic summary, is that if I want to improve and expand what I'm doing on YouTube, then focusing somewhere else is not the place where I need to be spending my attention. I need to be spending my attention and focus upon the area which I need to grow, and that is the primary focus is going to be YouTube. So look out for some more interactive content there, here, should I say, over the next couple of weeks and months. What else did we speak about? There was something else. I've been forgotten, so give me a second. That's why I wrote some notes. Runcam 5 we spoke about. Oh, we do have a little Vortini. Those of you who don't know about the Vortini, look out for that in next week. And that's it. Other than to say thank you, and I appreciate you turning up here with me at the workbench here to get the Bixler to the Battle Bixler. Partly ready for some absolute carnage tomorrow. And also, I can't wait to go and take this one out. The fan was chatting about a bit of a, sometimes models lose their muse and stuff. I thought this one needed my attention, and I've just found that the little rare bear is flight ready pretty much. So I'm going to put that out to one side, and I will make sure I'm going to take that one with me tomorrow, because that thing is absolutely bonkers. So yeah, happy days. Right, on that note, from myself, Matt, thank you for joining. I will see you next Saturday. Maybe, just maybe, we might get around to fixing the blooming Vorti. Got a bit derailed this week with the Bixler, because I kind of got it in my head that I wanted to smash it to, I wanted to fly it to destruction. So that's what I'm going to finish off this morning. Really do need to get that Vorti sorted. Really need to swap the motor over it, because it was not very good. I also need to sort out the Drac Sumo and the Bond Drac, which I can't believe that thing just didn't die. It was nuts. I managed to burn out the motor on both of them. So I've got a bit of a fix section to go on here this morning. So with that said, I need to plough on and get some of these models finished. And it's time for me to go. Genuinely do mean that. Thank you very much for taking the time to join me here live today. And I'll see you next Saturday with a project yet to be determined. It'll be a surprise for both of us. On that note, for myself, Matt, cheerios!